Astral Roads, Take Me Home. This week on The Hapless Heroes.
I'm going to be spending the entirety of the trip doing nothing but fucking with this guy.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Hapless Heroes. Come in. You must be freezing. It's so cold out there. Please, in the vacuum of space, please join us in our ship as we sit around this table and tell a story.
Take your shoes off.
Shoes are optional, but I'm warming up to the fact that, it's been a while since we've swept the floors in this place, so just keep them on. Anyway, around the table with me, telling this story are some of my bestest friends. Starting on my virtual left, I'll go ahead and introduce them, starting with Dave as March.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Lewis as Lev Zangiv.
The Slavic Contemplation.
Mike as Brunner Brew Blitzbor.
I'm sad our adventure is coming to an end.
Sebastian as Chum Daloom.
Yeah, we're all excited to, all of us excited to go home. Yep, we're all excited.
Nicole as Glorp Glup Glup.
I was starting to like our space home, but I guess it'll be nice to pay taxes again.
And Jack as Jam Jam.
Frantically texting Tink.
When we last left off, you guys had all left the flotilla. We'd stopped at the Casa Concordia to pick up our belongings and have a little meeting with, not that you had planned on it, but you had a meeting with Proxy
A
Keen.
human being.
You're a human being, showed you his perfectly normal teeth and his perfectly normal ability to eat garlic and be out in the sun.
Yes, Proxy Bean, totally normal human being.
He picked all of the garlic off. We watched him.
But after some ominous words to you about, the information you brought back way back when you first, did some work for the flotilla from that space station, that United Research Collective facility way out in the middle of nowhere in the DMZ, space area. Learned something about a quantum phylactery and some crazy, super secret research that was happening there, and a very dangerous technology how dangerous this could possibly be. And we just left with that information, just to go home and to not have to really deal with that at all. Lev picked up various milks of different origins to bring home, to his children. And we're going to have a perfectly normal, perfectly average flight back.
Because that's how it always works when this many threads are left unresolved.
I mean, that's how the trip started.
I'm like showing Chum all the different expiration date. This one expires in 4 decades. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Probably full of preservatives. Probably just give you cancer eating it.
We also learned that Lev somehow has, Lev's previous job when you guys first arrived aboard the raft. He found some work, cutting some promos and filming some amateur wrestling fights. And he got paid for that because now they're even being shown, like all those pre-tape fights are being shown as entertainment aboard the Gabbiani somehow.
Would we pick up those transmissions? Flying through actual space?
You could try. If not, we can certainly figure that out.
I'm totally watching Lev's reruns 100%.
I think I made, what was it? 50,000 GP, right?
50,000.
Okay.
You were asked even to film more and to go on a tour by your manager, Burlock Ironfist, when you were aboard the flotilla briefly on the raft. But, unfortunately, you'd had to tell him, like, sorry, I have other priorities. I got to go. So, but you are at least the Red Horn is a star. And that's where we left off. Now we're just on the ship, and as Brew looks at the navigation computer and tries to punch in the location that all of you now know is where, your home system is, it's about a 2-week journey. It's out there in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Not that bad. It felt like it took us forever
We've
to get to
been
fucking
longer.
Astral Tech.
I would like to, first of all, before I forget, I want to Grubble everyone 2,000 GP.
Oh!
Grubble.
It's group rule. I don't want to say group rule.
Is that
but
like
yeah,
Venmo?
Grubble. It is exactly
Sorry.
like Venmo. Yes, Grubble.
And I need to retcon. I'm sorry. It's a 4-week journey.
Shit, even with the
Oh.
ether fucking engine?
Well, let's find
With
out.
the ether.
Let's see if that changes things.
Nice.
But yeah, I Grubble everyone 2,000 GP, and the only message that I give is to Percival, and it's a bunch of like pretzel emojis.
Okay. He's shocked that anyone has paid him back for anything. And he's just like, oh, Lev, that's incredibly generous. Where did you get this money?
Selling, doing work, Percival. It is very fulfilling. You will see later in life. But
Arguably one of the
Getting
only
off
people.
my ass.
Arguably one of the only people on this ship that had actually, I guess Choom did too, but like the only people who had like a regular job, you know what I mean? Like, basically,
Wow.
who's
Wow,
getting paid.
bartending is a regular job, Percival.
yeah, not according to
Glorp was a
Fine,
school
I'm
teacher.
used to getting told that teaching
we
isn't
know
a
where you
job
stand,
and that it's not a career and that I'm just falling back because I had no skills.
Guys, don't let money ruin us.
Fran is professional wrestler, or you are not even close to making
Not
it.
even at all,
That's crazy.
right?
That's the bar. That is a real job, as opposed to what the rest of us were doing before this. Got it.
Well, I'm the one.
None of us got paid
Grubling-
that much.
I was going to say I'm the one Grubbling $2,000 right now. I'm not bartender man over here.
And Choom comes in, gives Lev a secret handshake with his tiny arm, and then leaves.
I've now given my life to the gods, so I don't make money anyway. So
Bull tender. You're a bull tender, dude.
It's true.
Sorry.
let's go with that.
I love that Mike lives a life separated from money. Yeah,
A
he's
lot of
separated
praying to
from.
do, yes.
Brew is has separated himself from money entirely and material goods.
I don't spend it unless like eating is spending
You know
money.
what?
But
Consider
he
that a
doesn't see it that
donation,
way.
then, dude. You can do whatever you want with it. I just want, if I have a windfall, I'd like to spread it around. So, but I got kids,
No.
so I didn't give you guys too much.
Excellent. March is going to be
Thanks.
using this clean money to launder dirty money that he also has.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Lev has given you the allowance. You do what you'd like with it.
You do what you gotta do with it. Yeah.
I d-
March, in fact, actually, I'm going to use this as a perfect segue. While you are dealing with your various digital affairs, after Lev wires this money to you, you feel, a familiar sort of like tug to your personal computing device. There is a message,
Like a physical
sort of
tug,
just like
just like, like my
a mental tug.
Yeah, like,
a mental tug.
my ADHD pulls me to my computer, as it does. Yes.
Yes, and it's like, as soon as you glance at the screen, you see there is just in very simple text in a font that is somewhat familiar at this point to you. It just says Project Q ?
Okay, who's typing shit in the search boxes here again? And March
Just
is
brush it off?
No, he's going to go investigate. Like, all right, who's messing around with shit?
It's only showing up on your personal device. So
Yeah.
like this is like on like your wrist computer or whatever, like or even maybe your little like data pad or the thing that you use that's like private to you.
Yeah, this would be right in the Book of Shadow, in my what is essentially my Book of Shadows equivalent.
Yes,
Yeah.
your digital Book of Shadows.
Yeah.
Correct.
Notebook of Shadows.
It's where the device it's where your little device is plugged into,
Yeah.
right? Your little not USB.
Yeah, little
Special
keyboard.
device.
Yeah, that's kind of bricky shaped. Little keyboard flips down. It's got a really rudimentary screen in it. Yeah.
And it just, the question is just kind of almost like it's just sitting there, almost like if it's posed to you, as you stare at it, pondering how to possibly respond.
Yeah, and March's face is just sinking further and further and further into his hand paw thing. I don't think we've ever really investigated what is at the end of March's arms, and I'm not sure I want to.
He turned into Pippin for that. That was amazing.
He's leaning into it.
Paw hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, his paw hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Face pawing. And perseverating over this very thing, because of course we're thinking about Project Q, and of course if I'm going to be staring into the void, I'm going to have bullshit like this where the void tries to fucking DM me back.
Well, the void will ask you another question.
All right.
Is that the prison I'm trapped in? Question mark. Another question appears below the Project Q question mark.
Can we be more clear on that as he's typing it in?
There's like a pause.
Like on the quotations around that. Like it's, what does she mean by that? Would they? It. Thing.
Yeah, whatever this is that's communicating with you, or whoever you perceive it to be.
Yeah.
You maybe believing it is Cheshire or some sort of embodiment of who she was.
Yeah.
It just says, clarity is something I am still seeking. I don't know where I am. All I know is that you have to help me.
Kind of figured it'd be something like this. All right, Ma, what you got in mind?
It just says, I can think, but I can't feel. I don't know where I am, but I can hear you.
Oh. Safe.
It doesn't feel safe.
And he backspaces and retypes, I should rephrase, saved.
There's no reply this time. Anyway, we're going to turn to the rest of the shit.
March March powers down and unplugs the chip from the computer.
Okay.
And puts it away.
Okay. Who is, so Chum is piloting, Percy's, up in the cockpit with you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Chum.
Are we in Astral Secret yet? Or are we still like...
You're exiting the system, I'd say. We're getting close.
Okay, please continue. I would be still piloting then.
Okay.
Would getting transmissions back toward this area, the further away we get, would it get harder?
Most likely. In fact, what I will tell you, just from the knowledge you would have accumulated over your time, being out here in the wider universe, we'll say, is that the reason you have a signal at all in the Astral Sea is that there are fleets set up at key locations that have like ships that rotate in and out. They're called essentially the data brokers, right? These are essentially independent like fleets that are there to actually essentially act as relays out in the Astral Sea to project, the different Galnet signals and things like that, and kind of just make sure that you can relay all that information between all the major systems, that are established here. You would imagine that because of how unknown your home is, the further away you get, the more, probably the weaker that signal is going to get until it's eventually
okay.
gone.
But we're still relatively within good signal range.
Correct. Yes.
So Jam Jam isn't going to necessarily speed type, but he's typing in code a ton of instructions to Tink on what to do with some of his unfinished business. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is there any particular unfinished business that you would like to address with him?
Mostly just trying to follow up with Rando and see, because he's still concerned. We dropped off effectively what might be referred to as what was it?
Plixplox?
Yeah, but who was the guy in real life? They made a movie about him recently.
Oppenheimer?
Yeah. We effectively dropped off our interdimensional Oppenheimer, whatever.
Yes,
space
because this
Oppenheimer.
Plixplox, it was revealed also by proxy that this scientist was potentially involved in that research.
Yeah, and he effectively, they tried to steal him from us. We don't know who those people, the old prisoners, were. And the Seeker's been hounding us way more frequently than they were before.
Also true. Yes, I think it is right to be a little paranoid. And in fact, you get a message back because you were given that, that burner cell, essentially, right? That you get a message back from it that is signed by a CM, right? So Claude Montrose, that just says, "The package is secured. Appreciate the hard work, my friends. As you can see, I've made some arrangements to give you a little boost out there."
Okay. And then
you can imagine that might have been what's going on with Lev if anyone was paying attention to his rise in stardom.
Put over, perhaps. I think the word is.
Well, Jam Jam feels much better about that then.
And then, another message comes in later, too, also just saying, P.S. Interesting guests you sent back here. I'm sure they'll fit in just fine, as long as they behave.
Jam Jam just texted back that Jam Jam thought they would be useful.
And you see, Choom, since you're still piloting, we're going to breach into the Astral Sea at this point.
Oh, yeah. Autopilot on, baby.
Before you exit the cockpit to go do whatever you do, you notice that Percy kind of you see him almost jump for a moment as something something beeps on one of his screens or devices, and you see, make me a perception check.
Sure. Hey, Percy, did you get a girlfriend or something? She said you something nice. 13.
Yeah, that's easy enough to see because Percival did a very poor job of minimizing the window. It was his F-mail.
Let me see.
And it was actually an email or an F-mail from Drexus. You can see it. You can see it was a selfie of him in front of the casinos in the Gabbiani, and he's flashing some kind of sign, and he just closes it real quick, and he's like, okay.
Did you make a friend, Percy?
It's gonna stretch our legs. It's gonna be a long ride.
Good for you, man. Good for you. Murder is kind of weird, but I'm glad you're making friends.
I don't think we can throw stones about the whole murder thing. We don't have the moral high ground.
Technically, yeah.
You see Percival go down into the cargo bay, and he starts, tinkering and doing his thing, occupying his time. What's everybody else going to get up to? Is everyone starting to relax as soon as the autopilot's on, or are some of us on edge? I know Jam Jam is feeling a bit paranoid about certain things, but are there any others that are, feeling a certain type of way?
I think Choom would just pause it in passing to everyone. We're going home. Yeah. I'm Verdarin, so you guys could remind me. I only lived on Concordia for a year. Had a guest visa and everything. Are they gonna think that we stole the ship when we get back? I was just thinking about it yesterday. They don't really know that we didn't do that. And it's been a long time.
Well, see, here's the thing. One, you come back with more people than you left with. 2, I had something for this. Oh yeah. See, they're kind of trapped here. We come back in the ship. They have to either admit that you got away, or they have to just swallow it up and say, oh yeah, those are our people.
Or Jam lifts his finger and we sneak back. Jam doesn't expect the government to openly admit much of anything.
Well, funny you should say that. I mean, we are going to be doing all the sneaking we need to back anyway, because, I don't know, I feel like we don't want to be followed.
Jam does look a little like he's been watching as we go to keep because little ships keep popping up in our periphery.
That's
He's been anxiously watching for that most of the time.
Yeah.
I put my hand on Jim's shoulder. Hey man, I can feel it too. You know, ships following us. Some guy seeking us in the bathrooms and stuff. Really weird guy. But, you know, it doesn't really seem like we have a choice, right? Like, Botch can't stop him, or else he would have.
Well,
if the Seeker's gonna watch, he's gonna watch. And if he's gonna send people, he's gonna send people. Best thing we can do is make sure we fuck them up when they get here.
I'm going to be spending the entirety of the trip doing nothing but fucking with this guy, so...
Yeah, butt fucking.
This fucking guy.
High five guidance.
My God.
Bonk.
Yeah, that's
So
well deserved.
March has put away the Cheshire Project for now and is dedicating his entire resources to like Cole Porter calling us home. Like nobody is going to know where we're going if I have anything to say about it.
Make me a check with your hacking tools, actually. Let's see how well you might be able to put up some countermeasures to make yourselves look less...
Right.
Well, just look less.
Yeah. We're at 17 plus 7, so 24.
Pretty strong.
Fuck yeah.
Well,
My kung fu is really strong when I, not having to do it in like 6 directions.
we'll hang on to that.
Yeah.
Then. What I will say, if you guys were having that conversation about going home or whatever, I'm sure Percival was in earshot when he is gonna just pipe up. He's like, also, did anybody think about the fact that we're also coming back in a ship that we didn't leave in? Like they might think we're aliens.
Oh. Yeah, there's that detail, isn't it?
I mean, we can always.
I think you're all overthinking this way too much. We're gonna get there. They're gonna ask us questions. We're gonna have a fair and just experience, and we're all gonna get to go home. What else would you expect?
You don't think it's gonna be like a little weird that we're gonna just show up and you know what? I don't want to think about that right now. Actually, I'm just going to go back to work.
You're usually really good. I'm waiting for the other half of the timing of this one.
Experience.
Sorry, Jam. I cut you off. What were you going to say?
Oh, it's okay. Jam fully expects the government. I don't know. I think Jam would be very paranoid of the government. And
I also.
Well, I wonder if there at some point we might be, cut to some things happening within the government of that, and some things happening, to some other people that we know of in a different party who are running from said government, or at least some authorities that the government has sort of assigned to the problem. But we'll save that. We'll save that for another episode.
But while we're still on our paranoid run here,
please no, let me hear it all. I'm just gonna
say
just
to the group,
up.
Should we follow a precise path home? Jam was thinking maybe we would try to deflect anyone trying to follow us.
Try and lose them?
Or at least perhaps detect them.
We would need Brew to draw us up a jump schedule that is like dense enough that it could get someone lost in it.
So Jam Jam has a +4 to survival and would like to help Brew navigate us back home.
Survival. It's an interesting application for survival. Because it's like learning how to cover your tracks, but like on a cosmic scale, essentially.
Yeah.
So I'll allow it just because it's cool. Sure, please.
I thought that would at least be able to justify the advantage to Brew.
We'll say you're using your smuggler's tactics, right, to help him essentially kind of show him how to maybe adjust the route so that it's less direct.
And it doesn't look noticeable that you're doing it, but could also mask whatever path we're supposed to be on.
It's a great call. Well, I will say then, if there is, I will advance time a full week if there are no objections or other things that people would like to accomplish in the first week of this 4-week journey.
Glorp is writing a story just about our whole experience, right? I'm like journaling about everything we've been through. That's
amazing.
All.
Excellent.
And Choom is spending the entire time in the engine room seeing if we can make these probably longer than 4 weeks now, since we're going in circles, trip cut down as much as we can. And he's willing to get experimental.
Hopefully the speed helps.
I think my week is spent trying to fill any security gaps that we may have after hearing about so many of the
like double checking and cross diagnosticating.
Yeah, well, thankfully,
making sure we can like cover any of like blind spots that our cameras aren't seeing if we have any of those.
Well, unfortunately, the one problem that was identified in the last combat we have is that we have no anti-magic sort of encasing for our brig, which led to a bit of a misty escape for one of our people we shoved in there. I will
just
say the good news
who would have
is
thought?
that Choom's good pal Roger over at the spaceport for the raft did fix the broken armor in the front of the ship where explosives had blown through the first layer in the front of the ship where the brig is.
We had violently detached from another ship too, so I'm sure that our the door had to be kind of realigned a little bit.
And I think Lev, especially with his newfound strength, if you're still wearing that belt, you can see him like lifting all this heavy shit and just he's repairing all the doors and all the different things. He's been checking all the stuff. Yeah, Lev, absolutely. We'll say that everything is more or less how you left it. Maybe a few scratches here and there, but it's not. That wasn't the priority. It was more just making sure it works.
We'll buff them out.
After a week, then, Jam, you get another message from your old pal Rando, aka Claude Montrose. And it's a short one, but it just says, "Hey, just a heads up. Been hearing some of the AT heads whispering about that planet of yours. Did any of your people say something to them on record? Question mark."
So Astral Tech knows about Concordia.
It's been about a week, and somehow word is starting to spread.
Those fucking AT heads. Fat heads, we call them.
Jam will share this information. His little gun turret is in the cockpit, right?
Yeah. Area.
Who else? Lev, are you doing security work in there? Or
It's
who
more of like
might be in there?
It's like
at
a
that
ship-wide kind of check, so it could be
time?
anywhere.
So are you doing a patrol walking around? So you might not be there. Just trying
I'm
to think of who would be
definitely-
in the room immediately when he gets in.
I'm thinking big picture here. Consulting with all the major teams, March, Percival, Choom, probably you, Jam, as main gunner on the. You're a line of defense that I would probably engage with.
Check in with, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Sure,
is
let's
anybody
say
else
I'm there.
primary
Let's say I'm there.
hangout in the cockpit? Okay.
Oh, Choom is mostly a hangout in the cockpit kind of guy.
But I
So
was
is Jam.
gathering everyone for the nightly watching of the Red Horn reruns, so everyone could be there if they wanted to be.
Okay.
Cool. So once
Excellent.
everybody kind of
Yeah, I would come
shuffles
for that.
in with the popcorn and the cozy blankies,
Yeah.
he will just casually mention, so Jam got a text and Astral Tech may be looking for us.
Okay.
What?
That's a problem.
Did anyone mention it in that stupid interview?
We all slowly look at Paris.
Glorp raises their hand.
Glorp?
Hmm.
Oh no.
Well, I mean, we got asked questions, and
You were in there for like
started
4
at the
hours.
beginning, and I
Yeah, I
started
did.
at the
Maybe
beginning.
it tracks for Jam.
Oh shit.
Because they were able to parse anything useful out of all that.
I don't know if I ever named Concordia. Maybe once
What?
or twice, or 11 or 42 times.
If I do recall, there were about 42 messages that you had started in different ways, but kind of told the same story before you finally were satisfied or were told to hurry the fuck up, and then you just submitted it all. Okay.
Jam will say to March, what are the odds of them determining where Concordia is? It took us forever.
That's the problem, is you put an unlimited number of humans on a project. You know, eventually one of them will come up with a work of art or something. I think that's what they said, right? You don't need it.
Yes.
It's more humans than monkeys, it's for sure.
Hey.
Like, you only need about 60 monkeys on a typewriter before you get art.
Damn right. Wait. Okay, I'm confused. So what are we gonna do about it? They're gonna show up. They're gonna show up. Like, what are we gonna do about it? Like, what? I'm fully freaking out.
Well,
Percival is in the room as well, and he does pipe up and he just says, well, hold on a second. Now, Glorp, at any point while you were describing, telling your story, did you ever mention the actual coordinates or location, or did you just talk about where we came from?
No, I mean, you've heard the story before. I told them that I remember when the
I pass out the popcorn.
asteroid was launching through space, and then it hit the ocean and it sank down to the bottom, and that's probably where all of the plasmoids come from. And anyway, and then we continued on. And
We're
I
all just
talked
watching the
about-
rerun as
talked about the
Smoking
launch party,
scrolls.
and then I talked about how I ended up in the Yeti cooler, and how the cooler
I have to do
belonged
laundry.
to
Does
a guy
anyone
named
else have to do
Yeti.
laundry?
And I talked about
Just
never.
my
how
wife.
space humanoid is kind of a weird word, and
I'll go
how
start
we
one up.
hadn't
I'll
seen
be right back.
humans, and I talked about the
Dude, pass that this
the
way.
vast
Oh.
ocean a bunch more, and I mentioned that we had flora and fauna. Let's see, I said that we had cities. And
Are we out of
Marge.
I talked
detergent?
about the spaceship.
Oh shit, we didn't
and-
pick up detergent.
No, check underneath the first drawer there.
Oh, you can keep
No,
going,
I
Glorp.
don't think I ever mentioned anything about
Oh,
coordinates. I mean,
okay.
you know I teach kindergarten, right? We don't really get into coordinates a whole bunch when we're talking about. Sometimes we take styrofoam balls that are shaped like planets, but there's only really two in our
Ooh,
system.
I'll trade
so
you this
sometimes we just
scroll.
use a
That's
basketball and a tennis ball and whatever paint we happen to have on hand at the school.
Percival puts his finger up after you ramble for, I don't know, we'll say 20 minutes or so, and you get nowhere close to even describing where or like any of the events that happened, on where you with Florthak, and he kind of showed you where home was. And so Percival just looks at everybody.
No, but I deviate for at least 4 minutes to talk about how difficult it is to paint a tennis ball.
Amazing. And
that's the part we're all engaged with, actually.
Right.
We all.
Really?
March has actually recorded
just,
loops of this and has been using this as ASMR to get to sleep for about the last
March is like behind me acting along parts of it.
Oh no! I was also snoring.
I will say there was a beautiful scene, everybody, by the way. I just want to acknowledge that was wonderful. Anyway, Percival does just say, so anyway, I think that we're at least safe from them knowing exactly where it is. But I think that they might know at least enough that would be intriguing. I mean, think about it, right? A whole bunch of new, like a whole new solar system or whatever, like being discovered suddenly by, suddenly making their first steps into space. It is kind of a big deal when you think about it.
How do we protect Concordia from Astrotech?
I don't know, Chew, man. I'm just a guy.
Well, the first thing we do is we make sure we're not followed there.
Right, I'm actually curious, though, because, I know you're typically pretty, head down in a lot of these team meetings, but we know it's not just you anymore who's hanging out.
Yeah.
Who's able to contribute. So I'm curious, with all this talk of home and bigger problems and, just the idea of your planet and, being discovered by the wider universe and all the implications that come along with that. I'm wondering if your internal voice has any musings to share about this for you.
The only thing that he keeps kind of repeating, because it's been a couple of days, right? It's been about a week. So every once in a while, he'll just say in Brew's head, I can't wait to acclimate myself to a new culture. And then he goes silent for like another day and a half.
Okay, so it's
love an
kind of
inclusive
sharing in this
symbiote.
very spirit of adventure. It's not really thinking about existential threats. It's just like, cool. Yeah, we get to go see somewhere new. I can't wait.
Sure, he's not thinking about other things being an existential threat. That is true.
I like the way he said that.
Oh.
I love the way he said that.
I also love the way he said that.
Wait to acclimate myself to a new culture.
I also love. See, I feel like there's nothing wrong with the way he said that. I think that's pretty great. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Neither does Brew. Brew's like, let's do this.
Just want to check in with our buddy, our unnamed pal, our hitchhiker. Great. Well, about a couple more days into this second week, you're starting to notice that the further and further you're getting away from space, the slower your connections are starting to get to like Galnet and like all the wider webs. And I'm curious if there's, now that things are getting a little fuzzier, like if anyone's feeling better about that, or, if there's some stuff like, maybe Choom can't get to his special websites anymore.
That is concerning that you brought that up. But no, I was thinking more along the lines of, Percy, something just occurred to me, and you know more about this stuff than I do. But how many of our internal mechanisms rely on GaleNet support to stay updated and everything?
You know that I'm not going to be using third-party software to try to run the ship, right?
I think we might not have a choice. We're coming up pretty soon here.
Well, funny you say that. I'm thinking now's about the time we need to go dock anyway. Like, no further connections to GaleNet, period.
Yeah, and Choom, actually, I'm just thinking to myself, we didn't sign up for any sort of subscription service to, like, run the engines, right? Like, you run those.
Yeah, the engines. I'm thinking more like navigation.
All the devices
maps.
we have are set up just internal to the ship. Like we have the receivers, right, that give us the connection to everything outside.
No.
But,
all the good data is bare metal here. We didn't put anything on on the what is it, the water vapors.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I have any extra. I don't think I have any subscriptions that I forgot about either.
You see Choom looking very sheepish and starting to get like very like, should I? I mean, I guess they're gonna find out anyway. I mean,
did you do something?
Hey, Puck, can you come out here for a second? You guys, go ahead.
From the walls of the ship, like you see these like hundreds, if not thousands, of little nanobots, like just crawling out from the panels. Percival like reels back and pulls his gun out and points it at the wall.
No, it's fine. This is my baby. They loves me. I taught it to love.
After all of them seep out from the walls, they form into the pickle we know and love with the green eyeball.
Yeah, right. See, look, green eyeball, not red eyeball, green eyeball.
And it just kind of stands there and waves. Like it just takes its little mechanical hands and just kind of like
he's so cute. He's so
waves
cute.
them back and forth.
What a cute little artificial intelligence. Well, you know,
Glorp waves back in a matching way.
Look, it's time for our system to initiate Plan Go Dark in the Rabbit Hole.
You see it put like a finger up to its non-existent mouth as if it's thinking, or like maybe a chin, but that doesn't have. And then it puts its arm back down. It looks at you and points at the not your ray gun, but the ether canister that you have attached to it. It points at that, and it points at it.
Oh yeah, if you do it, I'll give you a treat. Give you a little treatsies.
It shakes its head, and it kind of like it almost like puts out like an open palm and points into the palm.
I go over, not in front of my friends, okay? Just be cool about this, okay? I'll give you double at the end, okay? Just do it for me, okay?
It insists.
I look back at the guy. Yeah, it's just a little kink in the. You see him pull out two of the glass canisters he uses to load his ray gun and put them in Puck's hand.
You see it like uncaps them in just like almost like a non-existent but very forceful inhale as the ether that is in it gets absorbed into Puck, and then you see the thousands of nanobots explode out and go all in various parts of the ship, and suddenly the engines start getting very loud.
All right, I'm gonna go check out that. But as far as our systems, we should be technically native now. Nothing coming in from the outside that we won't.
Anyone looking at any of the computer systems in the ship or any of the diagnostics will note that the ship is moving a considerable amount faster than it was before, and slightly more erratic.
I'll be right back. No, this is nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. Just climb into the engine room, and I will be maintaining so this engine does not explode.
Please describe to me, Choom, what this plan that you asked Puck to execute actually entails.
Well, what it was supposed to do is make it so that any of the systems that I was using that were third party to run this engine would no longer be connected to the third party and would be connected through Puck. Unintentionally...
That does seem to be happening.
What unintentionally happened is all of the pre-existing safety
nets, guardrails,
are now
firewalls
on default, and I am now frantically making sure that our engine does not explode.
Excellent. You will see that it is stable, Choom.
Okay, can I run a quick diagnostics?
I mean, it's pumping, but there doesn't appear to be anything that at least is showing out of like range, except for your current speed, like an acceleration, like the amount of thrust that is happening.
The engine output's probably crazy through the roof, but
it's holding.
Blowing up.
It's not blowing up.
Holding.
Okay. Stick my head down from the engine room. Hey, Mach.
Yeah.
Can you just run a system-wide check and make sure that going this speed isn't gonna,
rip
tear us
the
apart?
ship in half.
Yeah, as long as everything's on the up and up as far as the materials.
Yeah, the life support, as I say, and the air and gravity envelope are holding. So, all of that is what's keeping everything as it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
My
hey, Brew.
computer checks were a let's see, what is this? So 25 and 23 respectively.
Okay, well, what I will tell you, March, is that we're going to talk about an often overlooked aspect of traveling out here in the sea itself, and that's the astral shielding that many of the ships that are designed to travel out here in the greater sea are equipped with. That shielding is what's kind of there to protect the people within the ship's air envelope from the external, we'll call them metaphysical aspects.
Space wants
the
to
astral
kill you.
sea. As you know, this is effectively a different plane of existence that we are traveling through between our material planes. That's effectively how this travel works. Shit's pretty weird out here, and if left completely exposed, if you as who you are were to be ejected from your ship and out of your air envelope and the influence of the ship's systems, and we're just floating in the sea, you would not die, as this is not a vacuum necessarily. You're kind of suspended, right? But you've heard that the people who've been out there like that, there's legends that, people start to go a little crazy.
Oh, great. Geller field malfunction.
Yeah. And it can get pretty bad. And so that shielding is a pretty critical element to these ships functioning out here in the sea. So, March, I'm not going to say it raises any alarm, but it certainly raises a little concern that it does appear that while the engines are operating in this super-powered state, the astral shielding seems to be intermittently, and I mean just for the briefest of moments, flickering. It does return to normal levels. It's almost as if it just
looks like it's having trouble keeping up.
Yes.
March goes into some mumbo jumbo about how it has to rewrite itself in static positions every so often, and it just can't do it at the rate the ship is going and keep them stable or something.
Yeah. No one really truly knows how that works. It's just kind of a feature.
So we'll be okay?
For certain values of okay.
Love that answer.
While moving at this speed, Choom, and with the engines as loud as they are, you almost don't hear, though, the alarm sounding in the cockpit saying that there is apparently an object within a mile, or approaching, that would soon to hit within a mile of the ship's distance, which will cause the auto brake to trigger and slow you down to a normal speed.
But I do hear it.
I'm going to try to catch it on the blasters.
Sure.
Can I see it coming?
I would like for you to make a perception check.
Also, what the fuck is going as fast as we are right now?
Or what's in front of you.
Oh, what's in front of us? I see.
21.
There is a very, very large ship. About 5 miles out.
So, Jim's
in
going
your
to yell,
path.
incoming ship, incoming ship.
It appears
Right
to
to the
have its
cockpit.
broadside turned to you at the direction that you are heading right now.
Right, so we're going to split this thing if we hit it.
Oh no, the ship will
The
stop.
brakes.
I'm gonna engage manual control and tilt the ship up at a 90-degree angle over the larger ship.
I would like for you to make a piloting check.
So glad you asked.
Does everybody start manning their stations?
Jam straps himself in.
There is an alarm going off
Puts
now.
the seatbelt on.
Yeah, we like, assuming I was ever not at the station.
Yes. I'm in my
So,
station.
10 on the die. 6. Oh, plus 1. 17.
Okay, you feel that, I mean, everyone kind of feels the ship lurch a bit as Choom tries to like adjust its pitch, still moving at this sort of breakneck speed. Jam, it is, and really all of you seem a little bit surprised that the ship that was directly in front of you that you've now pitched up to like try to avoid is now somehow, again, just right directly in your path. About 5 miles out.
Well, that's fucking weird. Well, we're gonna hit the
Brake.
brakes pretty soon here.
Break.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Is everyone sitting down?
Yep.
I don't know
and-
what's gonna happen when I do this.
But yeah, if you feel like you should have hit it by now.
And we're still getting closer?
Almost like, just, I mean, like the smallest bit, but it's still registering about 5 miles out.
Jam scope showing that it's moving along with us. Like, can
There's
I
no
tell?
way it wouldn't. There's no way it wouldn't be somehow.
Yeah.
Put my hand on the brake. Should we brake?
Slow. Jam's gonna suggest hailing frequency. And who is it? Lev that's in charge of communications still?
That's right.
Or who does the
Never let us
communications
down.
now?
Never let us down.
Well, Lev, you may. Are you
sure,
guys
yeah.
hitting the brakes and trying to hail?
I don't know what's gonna happen when I hit the brakes. I'm gonna try and send a order to Puck to slow us down, reduce engine output by 70%.
It seems to be responding to your commands.
Thank you,
I
buddy.
start going on all the local frequencies. Breaker, this is SSS 32. How are you? Are you okay? We're okay. Hello?
Jam leans back to Lev. They're going sideways.
Okay, that doesn't mean we cannot be polite.
He looks at you. Is that normal?
I mean, we're in the astral sea, so physics kind of go out the window here, but so I guess it could make sense.
Hello, can you hear us? We are we are calling on emergency channel.
There is no response.
No response, boys. I don't know. And Glorp, I don't know what to do.
Jam's gonna try to zoom in if he can with his gunner's position and see if can he spot anybody.
I mean, from how far away it is, it just kind of looks like.
It's
Just
staying
like-
like
just-
4 or 5 miles away, right?
I mean, it almost looks like a loaf of bread, but metal. You know what I mean? As far as just like from the side, like a long. It's got like these like almost like weird like bumps, you know, like or like you know like grooves at the top. It's flat at the bottom. It's got round edges on like tips on either side of what it would be maybe perceived the front and the back, or really to your left and right. But it's hard to perceive. It's just like black.
Mach, can you run a scan on it? See if we can find out at least who owns the bots?
I mean, is this a computers check, hacking tools?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. We'll just say computers for now.
Computers. All right, that's it. 15 total. 8 plus 7.
I mean, you're unable to really get. It's almost as if like any attempts to like actually scan this ship, it's almost like it's actively refusing the the scan. Like it's like you can't get through to it. You almost it's just there's no connection to establish. It almost does. It's almost like it doesn't exist. You can see it.
Can Jam roll an insight while he tries to figure out what this thing
would you like
do?
to try to incite?
What this kind of ship would the function of it would be?
I would say from this distance, it's hard to tell. I would say that your insight, without even rolling, is just giving you ominous, strange.
But like nothing in terms of like should we go? Can we get closer to it even?
Does it have
I
weapon
don't know.
systems?
I mean, you've been burning straight at it once it came into view, and it's stayed at the same distance, it seems.
Continue on.
I don't know what to do, yeah.
Like just pretend
March,
like it's not in front of us.
March, while you're, trying to scan this ship, though, you get a message on your console at the, electronic warfare console that just says, I see you again. It's time we meet. And that's where I'm going to call this episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast.
Fuck.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Let's do it. Let's get this asshole out of the way.
I hope he's a robot.
Well, that was fun. Just another days aboard the Astrid 2. Nothing weird, nothing strange.
Never.
Oh, never.
Well, listen, if you want to find us on the internet or come yell at us, the fact that, we're just playing with your emotions like this by dropping cliffhangers on you, well, listen, you can listen to me from the past tell you how to find us and speak with us on those various mediums. So we're going to just go ahead and kick it off to him. This is still weird for me. It's still weird for me to kick it off to myself. I haven't been the DM since I started with the pre-recorded outro, and now it's like I'm still getting used to it, folks. Okay, it is weird to tell me to go do a thing that I already did. And then also when I talk to myself in the editing booth, like it's all getting too meta for me, folks. All right. So just go listen to me from the past while I recover from this crisis of identity. Thank you all for listening. If you like what we do, you can find all of our links in one convenient place, and that is our link tree. It's just linktr.ee/haplessheroes. There, you'll find our social media, merch, and Patreon, but most importantly, you will find the crown jewel of our internet presence, and that is our Discord server. It is free to join, and it's where the cast and I hang out the most, chatting with you, our amazing audience, about the show, sharing memes, and geeking out about all things nerdy and delightful. We'd love to have you be a part of that community. Now, if you really like us, please consider leaving us a 5-star rating or review on the podcast service of your choice. It means the world to us. It helps new listeners find the show. And if we spot your review, we'll give you a shout out right here as the 5-star human that you are. Now, if you really, really like us, you can support the show directly by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/haplessheroes. It's also linked on our link tree. We have a treasure trove of bloopers, bonus content, and even some out-of-character episodes from our many years of adventuring together. Some of those we've even released for free. So please, check it out. That's all for now, though. So let's kick it back to the crew in the future.
Crisis averted.
Thanks, past friend.
Maybe for you. Well, there's nothing else left for me to do besides outro the wonderful cast for you, starting with myself as Francesco, your host and DM, and my friends, Jack playing Jam Jam.
Until next time.
Nicole playing Glorp Glup Glup.
I'm glad the Seeker came back. It'll make the story more fun to tell later.
Sebastian is Choom Daloo.
Seek these nuts.
Mike as Brunner, Brew, Blitzbore, and Symbiote.
It sounds like we're about to have another adventure.
Lewis as Lev Zangief.
I think I overpaid on those pretzels.
And Dave as March.
Good night, everybody.
And now you say your name. we'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye. Wait, did I get to outro yet?